Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. Hope you had a good week in the stock market. It's Friday, July 23rd. We're going to talk about the overall market. We're going to talk about GameStop, talk about some option plays, credit spreads, why I'm hyped for next 2 weeks on GameStop. This week, not so great, but sub up, like up, comment down. Happy Money sticks around. Follow us on Twitter at HappyMoneyYT. And we have a Discord as well. You can jump on there if you'd like. Firstly, look at this beautiful SPY rip today. Glorious. This is the hourly chart. Epic rebound from this bottom right here. Man, these volatile little sections we keep getting in the SPY are great opportunities to make money. If you're trading options, I mean, it's been like clockwork, really. You get these 1 or 2 day huge dips and then a huge epic bounce, and it just keeps happening. It's happened here, it's happened here, it's happened here, basically every like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Happened here and here, but it's been pretty consistent really since, I don't even know, March. And we're going through one right now. However, this one is a little bit larger, and this one, I think this one might be different. This one might actually be the top. Even though I thought this was the top when it started coming down, and then we have this epic rally. Today could be the blow off the top, and I'll quickly go into it. If you look closely though, the RSI or the MACD, we've got green on the histogram, and it is crossed over right now. The market's going to close in 6 minutes. That is a bullish crossover. So that's the only thing where, yeah, we might just have another one of these periods where we melt up and make all-time highs again. But I don't think this crossover, I'm not holding too much weight with this one, because of the RSI divergence we have here. So we have a pretty big divergence starting with this one. RSI was at 70.35 at this high. Then went to this one, 70.11. That's actually lower. So it started diverging right here. This high, 68.76, and then higher 2 days later, 66.02, had the big dip, and now this new breakout all-time high, and the RSI is even lower. So this is the 3. So we've had 3 RSI divergent patterns like this before. We actually had it on GameStop, speaking of. If you want to see, if you want to expect this drop, look at this. Here's one. RSI was here. Here's a second one. Higher highs, lower RSI. Here's the third one. Or really here, but yeah, right here. That was the third RSI that was lower with higher highs. And we had that sell off from there. So this one isn't as dramatic as these, because these were in more overbought territory. But yeah, today I wasn't expecting us to break out to all-time highs. I was expecting a third one of these RSI divergence, and again, it could be another melt up. This could be wrong, but I think this one probably, I don't know. I think it'll come back down. Even though it's MACD, that is the only thing where I'm like, the MACD did barely cross over bullish. Oh, look, it keeps changing. We've got 4 minutes left. This is what's crazy about TA sometimes. You see things just balancing on moving averages where it's like, it seems fake, where it's like just teetering between bullish or bearish just by maybe a couple fractions of a dollar. Look at this. It's now red. And how much did it come down? Just a few points. Isn't that crazy? That's actually literally happening with GME today too. On the daily, look, it's now red. Just a few minutes ago, this had crossed over bullish. It's crazy to watch sometimes when it's this close. GME is pushing up though. It's trying to get that bullish crossover. Let's see which one does it. This is while we wait for that, yeah. So we have the RSI divergence here. If this doesn't cross over, this MACD is still bearish, and we still have this RSI divergence, which is bearish, and this might be blow off the top. On GME, while we wait for these to marinate a little bit more, we've got 2 minutes. If they both close bearish, that's perfectly fine. I was hoping today it was going to cross over. At one point it crossed over. However, it did look pretty good today, though. We'll talk about GME briefly here. It did look good today. We kind of built this floor right here around this set 176. We've got the bottom of these candle bodies, and that's kind of in line with these wicks back here as a previous resistance becomes a new support. The MACD did kind of curl up today. We haven't crossed over on the hourly, but it is looking like we're holding a higher support. And kind of at one point I mentioned we might trade in this range up here before we break out, or we might even come back down and test new lows. Today doesn't make me think we're going to come down and test this low. Well, it kind of also depends on this MACD actually. If this doesn't cross over, then we might come down and test that low again. But that's so crazy. It's so close. But we're also seeing it kind of hold support above this 9 moving average, which is good. So every little bit to me helps support that this is kind of a support area and a floor. Crossing over would be the best though. That would be the best to support that thesis. If we don't, I'm still a little sketched out and think we could keep coming down and form a downward channel like I was saying. So 1 minute. This is bearish, so that means according to that on TA, this would be a triple RSI divergence. MACD is still bearish. The only thing that this has going for it is these green candlesticks over the 9 moving average on the daily. Everything else is bearish according to my just few indicators. I don't like to use many. It just makes a mess of things in my opinion. GME on the other hand, look at this thing. They're doing the same thing. They literally, yeah. So boom, market's closed. They both, I mean, it might not even be that accurate on Webull too. We've seen discrepancies with different brokerages. So closing higher, closing lower. Also on the hourly on SPY or the market, it's overbought. So to me, that just says a correction at least for tomorrow or for Monday. And yeah. So we'll see. And that, yeah, they both, I would have taken SPY being bullish if GME was bullish. I would have taken it. I would have accepted it. But week close, nothing we can do. Now I'm hyped for GME. It's been a rough couple weeks. I literally ran out today of collateral to keep rolling stuff over. The margin requirements on GME are 300%, so to have credit spreads on it, if you roll them over, it just eats into all your collateral. So there was, man, that sucks. I had 3 different credit spreads on SPY, and then I had one on Tesla. I didn't have capital to really roll anything over, so I bought 1 put for SPY on Monday. Anyways, so if you look at GME, and I remember talking about it more back here in February, March, April even, about when GME runs, it's like, oh, it's at the end of the month. And I couldn't remember why exactly that was the thought. I think it was like balancing their books or keeping up with margin requirements at the end of, something about the end of the month was triggering these runs. So if you see here, this is January. This is kind of the first, I mean, it did have a bump up before then for sure, but I'm just looking right here. This was the last week of the month, the 22nd of January. Had that run all the way up to the end of the month. Okay, drop down. This one started in the last week of February. Boom, 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 boom. And then it continued into the next, I mean, it kind of consolidated that week, and then it did this double one where it continued the next week after that into kind of the middle of March. And then we come up to April. It's like, oh, that happened again in April. So what happened in April, if you recall? We had a share offering. Look, at the end of March, earnings and share offering, I believe, was right then. So it didn't happen here. And then same with April. We had another share offering. So I think the share offerings kind of changed up this cycle to the end of the month. But then we go along to the month where we don't have a share offering, which was May. Look, end of the month right here, 5/25. I'm looking at the date. Let me see. Can you even see that? Yeah, date on the bottom of the screen. This is the last week in this month, May. 2 weeks. Carried off 2 weeks. So last week right there, and then the first week of the new month. What are we setting up here? Today's Friday. Next trading day is Monday. July 26th. That will be the final week in the month. So I'm just putting that out there. I remember that used to hype me up back here. I was like, okay, it's coming towards the end of the month. We should see crazy price action. Along with the technical analysis, where we've been coming down a long time, and it looks like it's built a floor. So for TA wise, it definitely could even also confirm that next week could go. And then if you just look at the previous price action at the end of the month, I don't know balancing their, but I don't know exactly what it was, what the reasoning was, but there was different theories out there. It doesnn't really matter to me a whole lot. People want answers for everything. I'm fine to have things be a mystery. No problem. It's just such a waste of time speculating and trying to figure out why did this happen, why did the stock go up today. You want those answers, and that's why all these articles come out and you click on them and read them, because they give you answers. Say this is why it went down. That's what they don't know. They're just talking, and they're just getting you clickbait, and they're just getting traffic and getting eyes and getting advertising revenue. People don't know. They don't know. So anyways, sorry. That's my speculation for next 2 weeks. So our floor here was 160. We're a little bit higher here, 180. Today, actually, we closed at 180.64, which was max pain. They have been milking this option market, trying to, I think the long hedge funds are trying to basically absorb as much capital as they can from the market makers and those that are using the options market for failed delivers or for their naked shorts. And so we keep closing around max pain. So close around max pain today. Our floor, let's say 180. Back here it was probably closer to 160, and then this 160 ran up to 350. And so I'm hopeful for the next 2 weeks. By Friday after next, I'm hoping we're at least at 350, and hopefully we break out of that 350. And if we do, that could be the beginning. So literally the squeeze could start next Monday. I don't like to hype people up, but yeah, that is something that I have noticed with the charts. So one other thing that is kind of interesting that was shared on our Discord, and I'm not sure exactly what it means or how true it is, but or if it even matters that much, but there's this, and I think this is from Charlie's vids. Next Friday, so this is the week in between. This isn't today. This is on the 30th. So according to my thesis, we'll have already started to run on the 30th. So we'll be like, say here, it'll be halfway there. But next Friday after close, they're saying at 4:15 after close, the Federal Reserve will be publicly releasing the total derivative exposure numbers of all the biggest domestic and foreign banks and their lending clients, including Citadel. That could be a huge catalyst as well. So those two things combined, I'm stoked. Let's go over my account. It's pretty awful. Snap had a great day today. At earnings, they did well. I don't have a whole lot to show on the account, honestly. I don't like to look at my my account balance. I just did that for last video to give you guys something to talk about. But GME, we rolled over stuff. The capital requirements are insane. These numbers aren't right. This is now becoming a very big play, this credit spread that I've rolled over. I think this is the third time. I rolled over these puts for next week that I sold. I'm literally out of buying power on this account, so much so that I couldn't roll over this Tesla credit spread or these SPY credit spreads. But I did get one SPY put for Monday because I'm thinking that was even just overbought on the RSI, on the hourly, on the SPY will give me. I mean, it could keep going up, but I don't know. Viacom running. Let's see. This is going to be crazy history because all these spreads. Yeah. So you can basically just see what we did. Rolling over spreads and sucking out all the collateral out of my account to cover. My cash buying power right now is 19. Margin buying power is 62. Day trading buying power is 0. Okay. Okay. Thanks for watching, guys. Sub up, like up, comment down. Happy money sticks around. I mean, according to the charts, I'm pretty stoked for next week. Oh, one thing I did also, kind of hoping to have more cash buying power, and it might come to fruition. I just have to wait for 2 days for it to settle. All these puts I rolled to the same strike. So I sold... Oh yeah, the calls today expired worthless. It's impatient, and that actually cost me 5,200 this week, which was terrible mistake. Next week's calls I still have, and I'm still hyped on those. I'll probably average into them if the week starts out good. Anyways, all these puts I rolled to the same strike price except for, let's see, which one? Oh, it's the one that's it's a protective put because anyways, I won't get into that. This one, wait, did it not do it? Wonder if I got exercised on those. Oh, no, this one, 250. So is this the one? Yeah, I raised the strike on it. I raised the strike on this one to 250, hoping I'd have enough, give me more buying power for next week. And I think it might, because I should have received more credit for this one. I should receive 7,000 credit for this one. So, little trick, just sell a put further in the money, you'll receive more credit, and you should be able to have more buying power from that. I could be wrong, but that's it. Have a good weekend, guys. Thank you for watching. See you on Monday. Peace out.